And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Wednesday. The playoffs are still on every single day, so that's what we've got today on the show, breaking down the NBA playoffs from last night, doing our moneymaker for tonight's playoff action, 3 games on. Unfortunately, again, we get games on at the same time. Truly unfortunate. We get the 76ers and the Wizards. That's starting at 7 o'clock, but it's on NBA TV. And then the Hawks-Knicks is on 7:30. That's on whatever, ESPN or TNT, wherever they're showing the actual primetime nationally televised games tonight. So another, game gonna just kind of, go under the radar to, the majority of the people. And the game last night, the Clippers and the Mavericks and the Clippers lose again. How crazy is that? But we didn't have to watch it this time. You didn't have to watch it. You didn't have to, they didn't have to be nationally televised loss, public humiliation again. So it just, the NBA was like, all right, this series isn't going to be that great. So put it on the other channel because we can't have this Clippers team getting embarrassed nationally, disgracefully. So we've got that today on the show. Also, we are officially locking in our playoff predictions. It closes in like 17 hours, so we're not going to be able to get another day out of it. So today we're going to just shore it up after all the games that we've seen. We've seen all the game ones, we've seen half of the game twos, and we'll just kind of make our final predictions here in the NBA playoffs. And we'll look at weeks 17 and 18 in the NFL schedule, breaking those down, picking those winners, getting us right for the playoffs that we can hopefully walk through on tomorrow's show. So that's what we've got today. So let's just jump right into it with the stories of the day. And man, oh man, there's been an Aaron Rodgers sighting, but no, it's not at the OTAs. It's not in Green Bay. It's not even in Wisconsin. He has been sighted in Hawaii. Aaron Rodgers is living it up in Hawaii. He is here with a girl and another guy and another girl. I don't know if this is his girlfriend. I haven't kept up with Aaron Rodgers' love life after him and Danica Patrick have split. And that was the Olivia Munn after that, or was that before? Something like that. This may, I don't know. Is this Olivia Munn? I don't know. I don't think so. But whoever he's there with, he's living it up. And, we know that he hasn't reported to the OTAs. We know there's this whole saga going on that, he feels disrespected. But, this is how he's kind of getting back at the Packers, going to Hawaii instead of training with the team. And, I don't care. Veterans, these are voluntary. So, yeah, I don't care. But Aaron Rodgers, a little bit of, special circumstances here. I mean, you just got to 2 NFC championship games and haven't been able to kind of get to the Super Bowl. So maybe, the OTAs, that's the extra oomph that you need, the extra kind of just, all right, the extra stability, the extra kind of practice, the extra reps with your players. That's how you get to the Super Bowl, not going to Hawaii, going in public feuds with the Green Bay Packers, hosting Jeopardy, and all this nonsense. So Aaron Rodgers is in Hawaii. And we get Matt LaFleur, since, Aaron Rodgers spoke out publicly on ESPN SportsCenter the other night. Matt LaFleur is unfortunately at the OTAs because that's what a head coach does. He leads, not like Aaron Rodgers. But Matt LaFleur had to kind of respond to Aaron Rodgers' quotes while Aaron Rodgers is in Hawaii living it up. And once again, I mean, just Aaron Rodgers is single-handedly putting, unnecessary, unwanted attention on this Packers organization. I mean, this Packers team, they're a business, they're a team just like all the other teams in this league, and they once again have gotten back-to-back NFC championship games and just could not have gotten it done. So instead of Aaron Rodgers being with the team, trying to soften the blow, he's there criticizing the team, the organization again. So Matt LaFleur had to answer to those. So let's see how Matt LaFleur is answering and responding to what Aaron Rodgers said when we talked about that, I believe, what was it, yesterday, 2 days ago on the show? But LaFleur reiterated in his OTA's opening presser Tuesday that while he'd prefer for there to be perfect attendance during the offseason program, he still values Rodgers, who was not present, as a vital piece of the puzzle in Green Bay. And like, once again, I mean, everybody has to kind of walk around it. I mean, we still value Aaron Rodgers. We still love Aaron Rodgers. You know, that's never been, you know, that's never been the question. It's like every time you ask a question about Aaron Rodgers, you have to preface it by saying, oh my God, I love him so much. I love Aaron Rodgers so much. Aaron Rodgers, you're listening? We love you. We love you, Aaron. You know, so it's just, you know, Aaron Rodgers is like holding this franchise hostage, like he's, the Holy Grail, like he's the guy, he's the chosen one, he is the Messiah. You better respect him, you bow down to him, you worship him, you give your entire life to this man in hopes of more than one Super Bowl. So this is what Matt LaFleur had to say on Aaron Rodgers. Quote, Aaron definitely knows how we feel about him. Does he? Does he? Because in the media and everything, all of his interviews, he feels disrespected. So Aaron definitely knows how we feel about him. Are you sure? Are you sure? You might want to reiterate that a couple more times. How he's such an important part of our football team, such an important part to our organization. We're just going to continue to try to work through this, and hopefully we can get him back in the building at some point. So not sounding too optimistic right there. No, hopefully we can just get him back in the building. If we have to kidnap him and throw him in the building, that's what we'll have to do. But hopefully we can get this man back in the building. So it's just, I hate how Aaron Rodgers is treating this organization. I know it's a business and players and all that, and I'm all for the player. Do what's best for you in every single circumstance. But we do have to kind of look at players differently in different situations. Like Tom Brady, he can do whatever the hell he wants, and but Aaron Rodgers trying to be the greatest of all time, trying to compete with Tom Brady, trying to compete with all this legacy stuff. So, that's why, we talk and hold Aaron Rodgers to a little bit of a different, higher standard. I mean, obviously, we're not going to hold Daniel Jones or Teddy Bridgewater to this standard. They have different standards. Teddy Bridgewater has to just kind of, be solid out there and get some quality wins. We're not expecting Super Bowls from Teddy Bridgewater, but when we talk about different players and different quarterbacks in different positions and all that, we hold different people to different winning standards and just different standards in general, because we expect this. We expect greatness from Aaron Rodgers. He's proven it time and time again, folks. He's been in the league 10 plus years. Where Teddy Bridgewater, the injury and all this. So we're not holding Teddy Bridgewater to the same standard Aaron Rodgers is, but we are holding Aaron Rodgers to the same standard that we would hold the greatest quarterback of all time, folks. And a lot of people just throw that title around willy-nilly, holding no weight. Folks, we're talking about one player, one quarterback in every quarterback that has ever played, and we're holding them to the highest. We're saying that they're number one. So with all these kind of distractions and not going to the OTAs and, publicly speaking about, speaking out about your own team and your organization over and over and over again, drilling them on Jeopardy, taking not subtle at all, no subtle jabs there. Remember, he read the final answer of, why did we kick the field goal in the NFC Championship game when we were, the 3-yard line and didn't go for the touchdown to tie up the game and all that nonsense. So, we have to hold where I'm holding, and I don't care if y'all agree or not, but I'm holding Aaron Rodgers to that big standard, that gold star standard, because we're talking about 1 in 1,000. We're talking about the number one spot there. So yes, I'm tough on Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he gets no free rides, no free breaks, because he's Aaron Rodgers. I don't give Tom Brady any passes. I don't give Drew Brees any passes. Those are the 3 quarterbacks that I really highly regard as, 3 potential greatest quarterbacks of all time. Drew Brees has unfortunately retired with only 1 ring, but he's got multiple 5,000 yards, helping his case out a little bit. Where Aaron Rodgers, he's just got the 1 ring. No really other great accolades in the passing category, maybe completion percentage. I can give him that. He's got some real great completion percentage for his career. But just overall, just the way he's handling this situation, it's got to be better. It's got to be better if you want to be the greatest of all time. And we've kind of already, thrown him off that. I mean, after what we just saw last season, I don't think I can ever count this man as the greatest of all time anymore, losing head-to-head to Tom Brady. Tom Brady's first time in your own conference, and he went in your home stadium and disrespected you, and you couldn't capitalize on 2 interceptions. So that's our thinking here of why Aaron Rodgers can never be the greatest of all time anymore. And, it's nothing that I've done. I haven't done this to this man. I have not floundered in back-to-back NFC championship games. So, I just don't like the way that he's holding this team hostage, and he's kind of, high and mighty. Hey, I'm right here, folks. Hey, I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm telling you why. I'm going on ESPN. I'm telling you why. I'm not calling these guys, garbage. I'm not calling them trash. I'm doing high IQ digs. I'm like, hey, it's about the culture and it's about, respect and all this. And, so he's not, going out there and be like, oh yeah, these guys suck. And, these guys are absolutely trash. These guys don't know what they're doing. No. He's just, word soup like we called it yesterday on the show. So, I'm kind of losing respect for him, and that's kind of crazy to say, but I've got no problem saying it. I mean, it's just kind of crazy. All the subtle digs out there. And I don't respect it. I don't respect it. All right. What else do we get here by Matt LaFleur? Anything else? Another quote here. What do we get? Here we go. All right. Despite Rodgers' first public comments making headlines, LaFleur is making sure the team present for OTAs is focused on the task at hand. Quote, we kind of talked about this with our football team. Right now, there's things that are in your control, and there are certain things that are out of your control. I think that just our mindset right now is to focus on each individual. Each individual is focused on the things that they can control, and we need everybody to be at their best for us to continue to progress as a football team. So that's kind of been the focus throughout. So just kind of being all like, all right, Aaron Rodgers isn't here yet. These are, Matt or voluntary. We're just trying to get right for when he comes, and when he comes, we're hoping he's looking good. We've got no doubt that he's going to be looking good. We always know Aaron Rodgers is always going to be prepared wherever it is, whenever it is, but we just need him back in the building, but then he is at Hawaii, so... And we're not done with the Aaron Rodgers distractions, folks, because Capital One, the match, is returning, folks. High-level celebrity golf, kind of 2-on-2, big day, big match, big television event. Y'all can still hear me? I just went mute on my headphones. Interesting. There we go. We back now? We good now? All right. It's like, all right. Are we good? All right. I think we're back. So, the match is returning, and this time it's Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady versus Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers. So once again, Aaron Rodgers gonna be on television. Expect all the digs. Expect the subtle digs. Expect, him saying, hey, I just want to be respected. I don't know what else he's gonna say, but so he's gonna be on, TV golfing. This is July 6th. So hopefully he's back by the team then. We'll see. But once again, going against Tom Brady, I mean, what is this guy doing? He's trying to beat Tom Brady in anything besides football? What are we doing out here, Aaron Rodgers? Because I would rather you won the NFC Championship game last year against Tom Brady than some meaningless money grab golf tournament. I don't care if y'all can golf. I don't care about that. I care about what y'all do on the football field. So Aaron Rodgers going against Tom Brady, and it's so funny how they represent all these players here. So Phil Mickelson, under him, they say he's a 6-time major winner. Bryson DeChambeau, he's the 2020 U.S. Open champion. Tom Brady, he's the 7-time Super Bowl champion. And then you got Aaron Rodgers, the reigning league MVP. Okay, you're going against 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady, and then your little kind of title is reigning league MVP? Congrats, you were the best in the regular season. You flounder in the playoffs on your home stadium. Congrats, Aaron. Now you have a chance to team up with a golfer to try and beat your biggest rival in the NFL. Congrats and good luck. I hope in Hawaii you're practicing your golf swing, because we know what you're not doing, and that's getting acclimated with your team, trying to get past that NFC championship hump that has eluded you your entire career. You've gotten to 4 of those things besides the one leading up to the Super Bowl. You've gotten to 4 others, and you flounder. But yes, keep going, keep golfing, Aaron. Keep going to Hawaii and keep doing the match against Tom Brady. That's going to definitely make you better, no? So that's where we're at with Aaron Rodgers, folks. It's just everything besides playing football at a high level is what he's trying to do. He's trying to, be this philosophical God complex. He's trying to take digs in the most subtle ways, crafting that. He's trying to beat Tom Brady on the golf course, but gosh forbid he tries to beat Tom Brady at his own home stadium to get to the Super Bowl, to defend his own conference. I mean, in that greatest of all time quarterback discussion, when we talk about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, it's, they barely went toe to toe. Just Aaron Rodgers just couldn't make it out of the NFC. And, the NFC is so much better than the AFC. And, the AFC is trash. And if you had Aaron Rodgers in the AFC, he'd be beating Tom Brady and getting to those Super Bowls and taking all those championships that Tom Brady won. Those would be Aaron Rodgers if Aaron Rodgers was in the AFC. But then Tom Brady goes to the NFC and he beats Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees year 1 going into their home stadiums, doing it on the road, folks. That was one of the most impressive gauntlets to run just in quarterback play for Tom Brady, going on the road from week 1. I know it was against Washington, but that defense was still good. And then you go to Drew Brees' house and you beat him, and then you go to Aaron Rodgers' house and beats him, and then you get to the Super Bowl and then you beat Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what a quarterback gauntlet that was, no? And, when he's 40 plus years old in this league, out of his prime, and he's still doing this. So, another reason why we hold Tom Brady so much highly regarded past Aaron Rodgers, and when we kind of look at Aaron Rodgers and talk Aaron Rodgers, folks, it's not like we're talking about one of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time. That's not the discussion. And if that was the discussion, I wouldn't care that he's doing this golfing tournament. I wouldn't care that he's in Hawaii right now and not at OTAs. I wouldn't care that he's calling out his own organization. If we were just talking about, we're just trying to put him in the top 10 quarterbacks of all time. No, we're trying to put him as the greatest, number 1, folks. So that's why all of this matters. And, so don't come at me saying, you're mad that he's doing golfing. It doesn't even, affect his NFL schedule or this. Folks, we're talking about the greatest to ever do it. So yes, I'm taking all of this into consideration. And yes, I'm weighing all this heavy because he's not showing high winning championship level of play season in and season out. So yes, we're holding this to a higher standard. Yes, we're kind of seeing what Tom Brady does and embracing all that because he's a 7-time Super Bowl starting quarterback in this league, folks. There's been nobody like this man. So I'm going to take everything that he does and model it after the greatest of all time because he's the only one that's doing it. And if you want to root for Aaron Rodgers, that's fine. I've got no problem. He's a great talent. Nobody is doubting that Aaron Rodgers can throw the football. Nobody's doubting that. What people are doubting is his kind of ability to win, his leadership to win. He's not a leader, folks. He is not a leader. He's like Kyrie Irving, folks. This man is not a true leader on the field. He gives you, the side eye when you do something right. When you do something wrong, he ignores you. He pretends like it's all your fault. He's not trying to get better. He's not trying to hear whatever you thought went wrong. Aaron, I thought we were going right on this play. The corner was lined up inside, so, that's what we've been working on. You go right, but you threw it left. Why'd you throw it left? Oh, you were wrong. He wasn't, there's no discussion there in faults in there. It's you're wrong, I'm right. So he's not even a good leader out there. He is Kyrie Irving as a leader. And that doesn't win championships, a la why Kyrie cannot win without another superstar, a la why Aaron Rodgers for some reason can't even get to the Super Bowl, can't even get to the big game. So that's where we're at with Aaron Rodgers, folks. Y'all can defend him. I don't care. But when we're talking about greatest of all time, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to even hear an argument. There's no argument to be made, folks. It's over. It's done. It's done. Last year it was done. Last year was his chance. He blew it. He blew it. He floundered. How do you not cash in? I mean, folks, how are we going to expect you to be the greatest quarterback of all time, but you can't even cash in on turnovers? 2 turnovers. You had 3 interceptions in the second half, and you only came away with 1 touchdown. That's not championship level football right there. That's not greatest of all time football right there. It's not. It's not, folks. So Aaron Rodgers, go ahead and golf, man. Go ahead and golf, because that's your future. Golf in Jeopardy. Congrats. A lot of grandmas are going to love you on Jeopardy. I hope that's who you're trying to play for, because in the sports world, we're all writing you off as the greatest quarterback of all time. So he has to try and get into another market to try and be the greatest Jeopardy host of all time. But Aaron Rodgers, I've got some news for you. Alex Trebek will always be better than you. Always, always, always. There will be no competition. So maybe try to get into golfing. Maybe you can be the best golfer, but I think you're a little too late to try that. No, I mean, you'll always be second behind Phil Mickelson, and then you'll always be second behind Tiger Woods. You'll never be bigger than them. So you may want to try to get into another market to try to be the greatest, the number one of that, because it's not football, it's not golf, and it's definitely not going to be Jeopardy. I don't know what your delusional mind is thinking. You want to do Jeopardy so bad. Nobody's going to embrace you as much as they did Alex Trebek. It's not going to happen. This man's always looking for, validation and vindication. His family doesn't even like him, so he's trying to be the greatest, having, all this love from the fans. But at some point, I mean, you're just not the best. You're just not the best, Aaron. Sorry to break it to you. You're just not the best at anything. Maybe second, but second's the first loser. No, and that's what Aaron Rodgers is, the first loser. So congratulations, Aaron Rodgers. Go win this golf tournament. Go host Jeopardy, but you'll always be number 2. You'll always be number 2. Alrighty. Let's keep going on now. Aaron Rodgers slander is over for today. For right now, we could bring him up later in the show. We'll see how we can connect it to a different story, but we'll see what happens. It's live, folks. You never know. You never know what you're going to get. But let's keep going here, and this is great. I mean, we just told the Giants in the Jets home stadium is going to be open to full capacity for this NFL season. And now, in coordination with the LA Public Health, the Rams and the Chargers announced that SoFi Stadium will welcome fans this fall at full capacity. Absolutely love it. We need fans in the stands. I mean, the playoffs have even been better than what they probably were going to be, because there's fans in the stands. That high intensity, having that fans in the stands, that pan shot after a big shot, that explosive, everybody coming out of their seat at the same time. It's absolutely fantastic. And the home crowd rocking, there's nothing like it. So I'm glad that, we got, one meh season in fans with the stands. I mean, it was kind of, as the season progressed, more and more fans in the stands. And I forgot what the Super Bowl capped at, but it wasn't full capacity. I don't even think it was was it maybe 15,000? I'm just kind of comparing it to what the Knicks just did, something probably along those lines, but not at full capacity, but this season. So I'm all about it. And once again, you have to kind of focus on the narratives of who played well without the fans and who is going to flounder now with the fans. I mean, we saw Tyler Hero. That's a little bit of a different situation. The only thing that we have to compare it to is basketball right now. So that's kind of why we keep doing that. I know I've done it a couple times through the past couple of days, but when we talk about Tyler Hero for shooting guard for the Miami Heat coming off the bench. In the bubble, he was fantastic. He was lights out shooting. He was a huge reason why that Heat team got to the finals last year in the bubble. No fans in attendance, getting it done. Then what happened this year? Truly just a big flounder. And I know it's a little different just because that was one centralized location, and now it's still a little bit different, but having that fan reaction. So let's keep an eye on Josh Allen. We saw his huge leap without the fans. Who else did real good this season? Deshaun Watson, he was the leading passer, but I don't think, he was always good before the fans, without the fans in the stand. So I don't think that really plays a part into that. But just some of these kind of younger players that, exceeded expectations, we are going to have to kind of track that narrative. So if those players that did real good last season kind of taking a step back or 2 step backs, or even worst case scenario, 3 step steps back from last season to this season, we are going to have to kind of analyze, is it the fans in the stands? Is it the loud noise? Is it the hearing issue that you can't hear what's going on? Is it just the pressure and the intensity getting to these players, not able to make that play at that crucial time because the fans are roaring and rocking and calling you every type of word in the book that's not racial, just, playful, fun banter that fans should be doing. Hey, you suck. Oh, hey, number 49, you're going to miss that tackle again. Fun, lighthearted stuff. Nothing, obviously, truly to hurt the people's, not their feelings, but to hurt their core, to, call them, y'all know the names. So this is great. I'm all about it. I'm hoping. This is a great trend that's moving forward. There's already, policies about getting, eased restrictions if you get vaccinated. If your kind of threshold of players get vaccinated, you can kind of go without masks and all that. So it's glad that we're kind of getting back to, I don't want to say normal because that's the lamest thing ever. We're trying to get back to normal. Save it. Trying to just get back to, great energy, great, I'm blanking on the word, great, you're there, you're in it, great, I can't even think of the word, great energy, but it's not energy, it's great, it's like a great feeling. I'm blanking on it. So it's just that. It's great that y'all can try to fill in the word for me. I'm glad that SoFi Stadium, the Rams Chargers are going to have full fans in the stands, and hey, we get to, everybody can pack in to watch Matt Stafford with this Rams team because Sean McVay's kind of hailing him as the savior here for the Rams. So we'll see what happens, but the Rams and the Chargers going to be rocking. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. We got a couple of Steelers news here. Just one? Or did I cut that story? No, we didn't. Okay, so a couple of Steelers stories here. And once again, defensive lineman Cam Hayward once again defending Ben Roethlisberger. How many times do you have to come out and publicly defend this man? So Steelers defensive lineman Cam Hayward says that the criticism on Big Ben is, quote, blown out of proportion. Is it? Is that blown out of proportion? Then why do you keep defending him? It's like literally every week we get a quote of Cameron Hayward. We just said it last week on the show. We went over some of his quotes. But once again, defending Big Ben. So what is he saying about Big Ben? Are we kind of going a little bit too hard on Benny boy? So longtime teammate Cameron Hayward has come to his quarterback's defense throughout this offseason. Yeah, folks, we just said it. It's like every single week. Citing shortcomings on both sides of the ball for the team's 2020 tailspin. On Tuesday, the Pro Bowl defensive lineman took further exception to the notion that Big Ben won't be good in 2021. Quote, I think we're just blowing it out of proportion. We went 11-0 to start the season. How many other quarterbacks did that? I don't think any. I think they were the only undefeated team at 11-0. How many other quarterbacks did that? I think we can sit up here and talk about how we lost the game last year. We lost to the Cleveland Browns. Okay, so be it. But fell off at the end. We still made the playoffs, but I'm not here to say my quarterback is not able to do it. I've seen this guy win Super Bowls on TV. Okay, he hasn't done it recently. I've seen him day in and day out compete, and you just get frustrated. I know Ben puts in work. I know how much he cares about his team. Okay, nobody's saying that's not the issue here, Cameron. That's not the issue that Big Ben's not good. The issue is that the arm is deteriorating, and that's not a knock on Big Ben. It's a knock on Father Time. That's all it is. It's human nature. Things get worse as you age, and Big Ben is aging, so things are getting worse. It's that simple. Nobody's knocking Big Ben's career accomplishments. Nobody's saying that this man's not a Hall of Famer. Nobody's saying that this man's not a winner. It's just that, the arm is gonna get a little bit worse as this season progresses. It's wearing and tearing, and he's at probably his last year of the season, folks. His last year. Drew Brees just retired. How unfortunate. How old is Drew Brees? Because I want to see who's older, Drew Brees or Big Ben. I want to say it's Drew Brees. Or maybe I want to say it's Big Ben. I'm going to say it's Big Ben. So let's get Drew Brees up here. How old is Drew Brees? I mean, really, I mean, Tom Brady, I mean, he's the outlier of all outliers, folks, getting it done at a 43, 43, 44. Let me get an official age on Tom Brady. Are we talking 44? Let's see. I'll say, I think it is 44. What do we got going on? 43, 296 days. So his birthday's coming up here. He'll have it before the season starts, his birthday. But he's 43, folks. I mean, just the outlier of all outliers, setting the bar and just kind of, and when, Drew Brees and, when we look at Drew Brees and Big Ben compared to Tom Brady, we're like, oh, they're kind of trash for, exiting as early as they did. But it's just Tom Brady has got everybody's minds just jumbled, man, because nobody can figure out this man is such a special talent. We just can't believe it. Playing when he's 43, winning when he goes to a new team in a new conference year one. It's got everybody going manic. It's got Aaron Rodgers losing his mind in Hawaii, losing his mind, thinking that, if he beats him in golf, he can somehow be better than Tom Brady, or if he's good at hosting Jeopardy, that maybe he can be better than Tom Brady. That's never happening. Tom Brady's got everybody going manic. Changing the rules, changing the game, but it's only for him. He is the outlier. He is the exception. But back to this, Drew Brees, he's 42. Let's see how Big Ben is. Big Ben, what do we got? He's only 39? Oh my God. Yeah, young over here. But yeah, I mean, nobody's doubting that he can do it. It's just unfortunately, Drew Brees, he was fighting through those injuries and he never looked that great. We saw a huge arm decline by him as the season progressed. Why he just threw 3 interceptions in the last game in the playoffs, throwing 3 interceptions. So it's not a knock on Big Ben. It's just human nature, folks, getting, deteriorating your arm a little bit. So I think, Cameron Hayward's kind of seeing the wrong attacks, the troll attacks. Oh, Big Ben's trash. He can't play anymore. No, that's not it. It's just the arm is deteriorating throughout the season. That's it. But also we get to here. Anything else? Anything else? All right, here we go. When I hear the bad mouthing about him being a non-great quarterback and that everybody is ready to evaluate other quarterbacks, I'm like, what have they done? And once again, nobody's doubting that. Nobody is doubting that he's attacking the wrong argument here. He's kind of, getting bamboozled by the wrong argument. That's not the right argument. That's a troll argument, or if you actually believe that, then that's not right. Like, you need to reevaluate your thinking and get more sources, because Big Ben's great. He's always been good. He's always been great. He's a Super Bowl winner, 2-time. Got to give him credit. 2-time, yeah, 2-time, right? 2-time, yeah. So nobody's doubting that he's not good. It's just, can he stay at a high level of conditioning for his age? That's it. So, all right, this guy is a proven winner, but yet we're ready to discount him. All I was saying, and this is funny because he actually kind of contradicts himself in this quote right here, and it's kind of funny, but right here, quote, all I was saying was I think having a greater balance is going to make him that much more dangerous. Yes, having a good run and pass balance will make Ben Roethlisberger better because he's not using the arm as much. So Cameron Hayward's kind of just discounting everything that he just said, because at the end he is kind of admitting, yeah, if we have a good running game, we're going to be better. Because he doesn't say the because part, because we're going to say for him, because the arm's not getting that much use. So he can save the arm so he can get better at the back half of the season. But if he's front loading all those passes, he's going to get worse at the back half of the season. But if he's splitting his carries, if he's splitting those reps, the plays, the snaps, 50-50 run pass, you can make the arm last longer in the season. So Cameron Hayward, I think he's kind of getting sidetracked by all the nonsense, and by doing that, he's secretly kind of discounting everything that he just said himself. We know the running game is definitely going to help Ben. That's a given. the less you use the arm, the better it's going to be for longer. So, yes, Najee Harris in this running game is absolutely going to help out the Steelers. But Cameron Hayward, focus on the right. Well, first of all, stop with all the hate narratives. Stop, reading that. I mean, it doesn't do anything. It's nonsense, and you're kind of falling into the trap of that. So, first of all, don't do that. And second of all, focus on the right issue right here. Try not to fall for the trolls. Don't fall for that. So that's where we're at with Cameron Hayward. I'm sure next week we'll get another quote of him defending another thing that somebody said about Big Ben. Maybe he listens to our show and will criticize us, and we'll take it with a grain of salt, and we'll see what he says. But that's where we're at with Cam Hayward and Big Ben. He's a believer, folks. Cam Hayward believes in the man. Alrighty, let's go to this Steelers story here. The Steelers signed first-round pick Najee Harris to his rookie deal. So let's see how much money this man's getting. It better be like $20 million, baby. You better sign this man to a $50 million contract right off the rip. Pay him for what he's going to do. We all know he's going to be absolutely fantastic. Alrighty, so here we go. Alrighty, what does he got? They signed Najee Harris to a fully guaranteed 4-year rookie deal worth $13.1 million. All right. Not bad. $13 million fully guaranteed. Pretty solid. But y'all better respect him on that second contract, because I know this man's going to get a second contract, and I want to see a Derrick Henry-esque 4-year, $60 million. So, Najee Harris, take these first couple of years. Tell him why you deserve all this money. Take this $13 million to the bank, live some nice life, and try to compete for that second contract like we know you will. So, Najee Harris, millionaire. Love it. Man, NFL making people millionaires. You got to love it. Alrighty, let's move on here to some good news, a nice uplifting story. So, Joe Burrow says it was important for the rest of the Bengals to see him take part in OTAs, even though his knee isn't at a full 100% yet, full strength yet. He says it's about 85% healthy. But every member of the Bengals was at OTAs for day one, and so was Joe Burrow. So, leading by example, this is what the quarterback should be doing. And I know I'm not trying to knock Aaron Rodgers for not being at OTAs, but for that position of, everything that we said, he should be there. But we get great leadership here by Joe Burrow, and I know it's different situations. He's a rookie. If Joe Burrow wasn't here at OTAs, this is ridiculous. But, second year in, get there, and he's there, and everybody's there for the Bengals. So leading by example, getting right, heading into, Joe Burrow's second year, the head coach's second year as well. So very well done here for the Bengals, and maybe they'll be a little bit better than what we initially thought. Why? Everybody being there, folks. That's absolutely fantastic. So we'll see what the Bengals can do this year, but hey, everybody's there to compete. Everybody wants to get better. Joe Burrow's like, hey, this is important to me to be a leader for this team. And yeah, I'm not 100% here, but I'm here for the guys. I'm playing for the guys here. So huge shout out and huge respect to Joe Burrow for that aspect. Love to see it. Alrighty, and we get some more kind of Julio Jones news, people trying to recruit him, and this time we get wide receiver A.J. Brown for the Titans. So we had Derrick Henry working out with him, and now we got A.J. Brown trying to recruit him by going to Instagram and leaving him a voice memo. And it's pretty funny. In the voice memo, he's just like, come vibe with me, come vibe with us. You said you want to win, come here. He said AJ Brown wears number 11, and that's what Julio Jones wears too. So he's like, you can't have number 11. You'll have to rock number 8. But come and win. You said you want to win. Come and win championships. We're just a few pieces away, he says. And I'm really interested in what he meant by those pieces. They got the running back. They've got him as the wide receiver, AJ Brown. Is he talking about maybe the number 2? Or is he talking about maybe Ryan Tannehill not being the greatest quarterback? But regardless of whatever he meant by that, says they're just a few pieces away. And we saw what this Titans team could do with 2 elite wide receivers, Corey Davis and A.J. Brown. AFC championship games, playoffs every single year, solid record every single year. They lose Corey Davis. If you fill that in with Julio Jones, they're right back, of competing for that Super Bowl every single season. So, like we said, one more week, folks. We should know. I'm kind of assuming that the deal is already done a little bit. they've kind of narrowed it down if they're still kind of searching. But I really think as soon as that June 2nd hits, that the deal's going to come out. So we're officially a week away, I believe, since till Julio Jones's announcement of where he's going to get traded to drops. So next Wednesday, folks, that's the first day it could happen. And I think it is going to happen that first day. They've had all this time to prepare. It's not like they can start talking about it June 1st. It's no. After June 1st, that's when it could happen. So they've been having these talks. They've been kind of trying to find trade suitors for this man, seeing what's out there. So we'll see where he ends up going, or if he ends up staying in Atlanta. That's still a possibility. So we'll see. Alrighty, we got 2 stories here. If you're looking at this, it will spoil it for you. But if you're just listening, we're gonna read it here because it's kind of funny. The differences in coaching, the differences in coaching and different ways to do things, and checking up on your players that are your real players, and players that you don't really care about. So we're just gonna read this headline and then we'll reveal who was which. So here we go. Story A. Head coach update on franchise quarterback who underwent a minor surgical procedure on his knee in April. Quote from the head coach: "I talked to him this morning and he said it's the best he's felt." So scenario A, this coach checking up on his player. Hey, you good after the surgery? You're good? Alrighty, good, solid. He's good. Alrighty. Now let's go to situation B. Head coach on franchise quarterback returned to OTAs after last year's ankle injury. Quote, "His ankle seems totally healed. I haven't asked him about it because it looks so good." So I haven't talked to him. I haven't asked him, but it looks good. What? So who do you think is A? Who do you think is B, folks? I'll give you a couple seconds. A, the head coach is all about this team, getting into it. Hey, talking to his actual players who are coming off of surgery. Hey, you feeling good? You looking good? All right. Then you get scenario B. Head coach. He looks good. I'm not going to talk to him, though, because I don't care. And we don't really care, but he looks good. I'm not going to talk to him about it, though. So who do you think is who, folks? Last couple of seconds to guess. Alrighty, well, number A, person A, situation A, was Bruce Arians in the Bucs on Tom Brady. Bruce Arians update on Tom Brady, who underwent a minor surgical procedure on his knee in April. Quote, "I talked to him. I talked to Tom Brady. I talked to him this morning. I talked to him. And he said it's the best he's ever felt." So they just won the Super Bowl. Head coaches checking up on their players. They're franchise guys. Hey, you good? Hey, you good? You tell me if you weren't. You feeling good? I can keep you out a couple of more days if you're not feeling right. Okay, you feeling good? All right, you can go out there. Let's get it done. That's Super Bowl winning stuff right there. That's what gets it done. Now let's go to situation B. Who is this? It's Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan on Jimmy Garoppolo's returns at OTAs after last year's ankle injury. His ankle seems totally healed. I haven't asked him about it because it looks that good. It looks so good. Okay, well, you should get some, verbal communication, verbal confirmation that, hey, he's actually good, and not just kind of putting up with it because you're threatening his benching. You just drafted his replacement. So, of course, he's going to be doing everything to make it look like he's good to go. I'm sure he's taking 20 freaking Advil before every practice in OTA because he knows, hey, I got to be working on this ankle, and it hurts as hell, but I can't let the coach see that because he's going to be taking my replacement. So drastic differences here on how you treat your players, how you really kind of gauge what is going on your own team. Because if you're not even communicating with your players, what are we doing? What are we doing out here? So one's a Super Bowl winning quarterback and one blows it in the Super Bowl. I think it's kind of clear to guess which one is which. So very funny here, but very comical. It looks good. He's on it. He's walking. That's good, right? Yeah. So it's an ankle. He's walking. Seems fine to me. I'm not going to talk to him. I'm not going to talk to him about it, though. How funny is that? Man, oh man, I feel bad for Jimmy G, truly. Trying to do too much in that first season with the 49ers, that nonsensical play where he tore his ACL by juking out of bounds or trying to stay in bounds and taking the big hit. Just trying to do too much, trying to prove, hey, I'm the guy. And that's all he's been trying to do here. I'm the guy. I'm the guy, but trying to do a little bit too much here, too much there, injury. And now he's not the guy, and he can't even prove it anymore. So truly feel bad for Jimmy Garoppolo here. We'll see how long he's a starter, if he's even a 49er at some point this season. But yeah, Bruce Arians checking in on Tom Brady, making sure he's good. Kyle Shanahan, he's good. He's fine. Alrighty. But let's keep going here with the 49ers. And man, oh man, can we talk about this Dolphins team just pulling heist after heist, ruining team after team right from trades and all this? So we know the Dolphins ruined the Texans by, bankrupting their trade, their draft equity. They couldn't do anything. They didn't have a first round pick. They didn't have a second round pick. And they don't even have the wide receiver that they traded for. And they still got the left tackle of Larry Tunsil, but he's always injured. So truly ruining the Texans organization. And then we just pulled off the same thing this season with the 49ers taking all their draft picks and all their kind of, draft equity and trade equity through draft picks and all that. So Kyle Shanahan on the Julio Jones chatter, and if the 49ers would have interest, quote here by Kyle Shanahan. Quote, we're always interested in improving our team. I would never say we're just done. It makes it harder when we've already given up stuff in other moves. Everything has to fit in to make sense. So, hey, the 49ers may have been suitable candidates for Julio Jones, but they've just got nothing to give because the Dolphins took it all. They sucked them dry. Just can't do anything. So even if they wanted Julio, there's really nothing they can trade for him to really get him there solid. So once again, the Dolphins ruining other teams, not letting y'all do what y'all want to do because, hey, we've already fleeced you once. We'll do it again. Don't tempt us. Who's going to be fleeced next year? We've got the Texans. We got the 49ers. So we got more teams to milk dry here. Who's going to be milked in 2022? Because we're milking somebody. The cows are mooing. That means somebody's got to get milked, folks. And we know the Dolphins are the best milkers out there. They'll milk everybody. They'll milk everybody, folks. They'll milk everybody. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Alrighty, in our daily kind of Colts are winning the Super Bowl story here. So Michael Pittman on Colts quarterback Carson Wentz saying, quote, he's so dialed in that he is on a mission. Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about. Carson Wentz getting right. He's locked in. He's so dialed in that he is on a mission. He's on a mission to prove everybody wrong that he can stay healthy. He's ready to prove everybody wrong that, the Eagles made a mistake getting rid of him. He's on a mission to prove everybody wrong of, hey, you were wrong to put that statue up of Nick Foles and not me in front of that stadium after the Super Bowl win. I am on a mission to prove everybody wrong. I am on a mission to make takes by fans look right. And for that, Carson Wentz, I truly appreciate you. But let's see what else Michael Pittman is saying here. Is that the only good quote of this headline, of this article? So let's see what Michael Pittman Jr. is saying on his new quarterback, Carson Wentz. Thus far, Pittman has seen a new teammate locked in and set about on a mission. What that mission is, Pittman doesn't exactly know. Well, we just told you to prove everybody wrong. Pittman doesn't exactly know, but the focus and arm strength displayed by his new quarterback has been impressive so far. It all resonated for the young wideout after a mighty heave from his new signal caller. Quote, I would say it was like the first or second time that I had thrown with him. We were running post routes, and he threw like a 65-yard post, and I was like, oh, my gosh, I've really got to dig down and run. I really got to dig down and throw 65 yards at me. So I'd say his arm strength and probably the way that he works, he's so dialed in. He is on a mission, and, man, I love that quote. We get the arm. We get the respect of this great wide receiver that's emerging in this league. On a mission to move past last year's trivials, a mission to lead the Colts to new heights. Quote here by Michael Pittman. I think that's probably a question for him, but I can just tell that he's so focused on whatever it is, proving himself, winning a Super Bowl, or whatever it is, he's just lasered in. And man, oh man, if that doesn't send fear down everybody else in this league, it definitely should, because we know Carson Wentz is an absolute solid player, just needs to stay healthy. And if he's this lasered focused, I know that he's lasered focused on his rehab process of staying healthy, maintaining his good health, his good kind of, status healthily, physically. So this is absolutely fantastic, and we have to kind of, take this kind of quote in context of who Michael Pittman had last year as a quarterback, and that was Phillip Rivers, who everybody says is a surefire Hall of Famer, not in my opinion, but, he's got, stats, and, he's been in this league longevity-wise, that's not a knock, we have to respect that. So, last year, having Phillip Rivers as a quarterback, and then Michael Pittman saying, oh my God, he's throwing 65 yards, and the first time I've never seen somebody throw like this, and that was Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers was Michael Pittman Jr.'s quarterback last season, so if he's better than Phillip Rivers, that's good, because they got to the playoffs with Phillip Rivers and was one possession away from beating Josh Allen and the Bills in that playoff game on the road. So if they get a home game, if just kind of Carson Wentz is just this slim upgrade, which we know he's more of a bigger upgrade over Phillip Rivers, but if he's just a smidge an upgrade better than Phillip Rivers, they can get past that first round of the playoffs. Maybe they can get home field advantage for a game, and now we're talking about a better team with momentum in the playoffs. That's going to be a dangerous team. So we are truly big on this Colts team, folks. Get on the wagon now. Be right with us. Get on the wagon, because it's going to be pulling out of the station here any shortly. And if you're not on it, I don't know what to tell you. We'll be on here. We'll be on it. We'll be steering the horses in the front, folks. We'll be neighing on the horses, whipping the horses, going faster and faster. So there's no way you can run alongside this train that's leaving. So you got to get on now or never. I'll leave it up to y'all, but we're big on them, folks. We're on the trail. We've got our hand stretched out to try to pull the stragglers up one by one before the train gets going too fast, before it's too late to get on. So get on now, folks. Carson Wentz is going to lead this Colts team to the Super Bowl year one. I've got no problem saying that. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Last story here is a NBA story. So the most improved player of the year was announced yesterday in the NBA, and it's Julius Randle. Absolutely deserved. And there's really nobody else to get this award. It's 100% Julius Randle. We said it when we kind of looked at the top three. But, yeah, just an absolute great job here. And good thing it's not a playoff award either, and it's just a regular season award, because he definitely wouldn't have won it for his game one performance against the Hawks. But what he did for this Knicks team, getting right, where he's never played at this high level before, he finally got there, and he got this Knicks team to the 4th seed overall, and it's a huge part of Julius Randle. So absolutely, truly deserved most improved player for this season is Julius Randle. Well deserved. Now let's try to get a little bit more better here for the second game, because you got the Hawks tonight. You got the Hawks, and you have to win this game. You cannot be down 0-2 going to Atlanta. So Julius Randle, get right, get better. Hopefully you improved from game one, because there's a huge game two going up. So we'll see how he tackles it, and we'll see how well Julius Randle can play in game two. But very well done for most improved player. Alrighty, those were all the stories we needed to talk about, so let's head over to the NBA. We'll break down the games from last night. We'll do our moneymaker for tonight's action, and then we'll go and lock in officially our playoff bracket for the NBA, since that needs to be locked in tomorrow. So we'll officially lock it in today. Do we have any questions? I think we kind of ironed them all out, but we'll give it one more look over, and then we'll head over to weeks 17 and 18 in the NFL and pick the winners for those 2 weeks. Alrighty, so here we go. First game up is the Nets and the Celtics in an absolute blowout like we predicted. The official line was Nets -9. We liked it. We took it, but we went even further than that and bought them all the way up to the max of Nets -19.5. They win by 22. Bingo, bango, no problem there. I mean, folks, this is truly a non-series. This is a non-competitive series. Even when it goes to Boston, it's not going to be competitive. They are not going to win a game game. We're going to take them minus 20 in game number 3 as well. No problem. So it's just too easy here. This Celtics team does not have the shooters to put up 130 points like the Nets did last night. They don't have that. So let's start here with the Nets. Kevin Durant, 26 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 of 2 from the 3, 66% from the field, getting it done, 4 blocks as well to go along with that. Joe Harris getting it done. 25 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 4 rebounds, 7 of 10 from 3. From 3, folks. Joe Harris, man, it's just so much shootability on this team. It's almost disgusting to talk about. But shout out to Joe Harris. We know he's always fantastic. James Harden, 20 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. He only took 4 of 8 from the 3, folks, in 12 shots on 50%. So great night by James Harden. Everybody was getting involved with the assists. Ball movement was fantastic last night. Kyrie Irving, 15 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 of 3 from the 3, 50% overall from the field, getting it done himself as well. Blake Griffin at the 5, 11 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Nothing great from him. I mean, that's the worst part about this Nets team is their bigs. Nothing truly great there. What else do we get here off the bench? Bruce Brown, 6 points, 8 rebounds. Jeff Green, 6 points. Landry Shamet, 10 points, 2 rebounds. Love it. Nicholas Claxton, 0 points in 2 shots. Unfortunately, he played 17 minutes, had 3 rebounds and 2 assists. He was also a +4 on the floor. So we know Nicholas Claxton's probably one of their best bigs. I would say their best big. DeAndre Jordan still not playing, unfortunate for him. But Blake Griffin, I mean, this is why the Nets are going to have success round 1 because it's the Celtics. They have no good bigs. But if they have to progress through the Eastern Conference playoffs, I mean, they're going to start facing some good bigs here, folks. Who'd they have to face second round? Who do they have to? They have to face the Bucks, man. And we just saw that. Giannis destroys them down low. And if they get past the Bucks, they'll have to face either Clint Capella, most likely, or Joel Embiid. So once again, the bigs are not going to be sustainable here for the Nets, and that's where their downfall is going to be. And so they can beat the Celtics team handily, but once they get to that series 2 against the Bucks, it's going to be a game changer because they've got nothing to handle that beef down low of Chris Middleton and Giannis and Brook Lopez. Is just so much beef down there. Blake Griffin is not good, folks. He's succeeding against Robert Williams and Tristan Thompson. Okay, Tristan Thompson is just as washed up as Blake Griffin, and I'm not trying to disrespect Tristan Thompson. Robert Williams, he's young and he's very solid. But, I mean, it's just Blake Griffin. He's not impressive to me. So, and they don't really have that many bigs to kind of, sub in and out, every so often. Jeff Green's a solid defender. I get it. Nicholas Claxton, I think, is their best big. But, once again, he is still young. He's not a rookie, I don't think. I think he's his second year in. Let's get an official on that. 1 year experience. So second year in for this man. So it's just the Nets, man. They're gonna really have to rely on their outside shooting. The Bucks have some good outside shooting, but better bigs. So it's really gonna be an uphill battle for the Nets team. So hopefully they can sweep the series against the Celtics. Get right. Have some. Maybe free days. The Bucks are up 2-0 on the Heat as well, so maybe you don't get any days rest, any extra day to prepare and train to beat a good beefy team in the Bucks. So it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough for this Nets team, but they're taking care of business round 1, so that's always good. Alrighty, now let's talk about the Celtics team now. Who did not step up? Well, everybody did not step up here. Evan Fournier, 16 points. He shot 4 or 5 from 3, which is good, but once again, 16 points. Everybody on this starting team needs to put up 25 plus points. I mean, that's just how it has to be. They've got no bench, so all the scoring needs to come from the starters, and they all need to get it done. You give everybody 25 points. I mean, in the starting lineup, that's at minimum 125 points, and then maybe you can compete with the 130 points that the Nets put up on a nightly basis. So there's just nothing solid by the Celtics team. Evan Fournier, 16 points. Jason Tatum floundering big time. 9 points on 25% shooting on 12 shots. Come on, Jason. Got to be better than that, and I know it's all on you, and I know it's tough to overcome, but man, oh man, gotta be way better than that. Tristan Thompson put up 15 points and 11 rebounds. Once again, I mean, he had a good night going against Blake Griffin. That's not a good sign for this Nets team going further, folks. It's just unfortunately not, especially when you have to face Giannis or Clint Capella or Joel Embiid. You're going to have to face two of those three players, folks, and Giannis is a given. So it's either Joel Embiid or Clint Capella, and that's either way, you're getting beat down low. Marcus Smart, 19 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. He led the team in scoring, so very well done. He shot 5 of 8 from 3. Unfortunately, just everybody else wasn't on. And then that brings us to Kemba Walker, 17 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. All solid work, but 0 of 3 from the 3 and 45% shooting. So nobody goes above and beyond here, and somebody has to, and we can't rely on anybody. We can't even rely on Jason Tatum this year. How crazy is that? We always were able to rely on this man, but when it's just him by his lonesome, he can't facilitate the floor. And, that's not a dig on him. I mean, a lot of people can't do that. LeBron is like the only person that can do it at a high level consistently. And he's not LeBron. We know that. So, yeah, it's just truly unfortunate. Round 1 matchup for the Celtics team. Robert Williams off the bench, 8.6 rebounds. Jabari Parker only playing 6 minutes, 2 points. Peyton Pritchard, 2 points on 0 of 5 from the field. Come on. Romeo Langford, 4 points on 2 of 7 from the field. Come on. Score the ball, please, at a highly efficient level. So it's just nothing good on the Celtics team, folks. So this is why we were comfortable taking them minus 19.5. It's not no reason, folks. I mean, it's not like we do wild bets all the time. We do what we think is right, and usually that's right, and it was right last night. Nets minus 19.5. No problem. We'll do it again for Game 3, most likely, and we may get some better value in Game number 3 because the Nets will be on the road. So maybe the initial spread goes from like minus 9 to minus 7 because they're on the road, and then we only have to give up maybe like 17 points, 17.5. So we'll take it. It's going to be great value come Game 3, and the outcome is going to still be the same. Alrighty, let's go on to Game 2 now. Alrighty, Lakers tying up the series 1-1. And this Chris Paul injury, man, it definitely is affecting him. He got pulled for the rest of the game. He only played like 20 minutes, unfortunately. Got pulled for the rest of the game. So the Suns team definitely needs Chris Paul to be this floor facilitator. But the good thing is that the Suns still kept it close. They only lost by 7. Still competitive, even though Chris Paul didn't really play half the game. So this Lakers, they are able to take game number 2. Very well done by the Lakers. I still think the Suns are going to pull it out, and we're going to talk about that when we get to locking in our official picks there for the playoffs. But let's start here with for the Lakers since they got the win. LeBron James, 23 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 4 of 9 from 3. Pretty solid work out there. Plus 14 on the floor. Very well done. Anthony Davis steps it up absolutely huge, 34 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds. He shot 2 of 4 from 3, extending the floor that way. So very well done. Got to the line 21 times, a little exorbitant. So another reason why we can still like this Celtics team. This Suns team. I mean, nobody else got to the line, but just kind of Anthony Davis, a little lame down low, getting the calls, not loving all of them, but, a huge reason why they won as well. 21 free throws by Anthony Davis. He made 18. Andre Drummond, 15 points, 12 rebounds. Solid night by him, 7 of 11 from down low. KCP, 0 points on 0 of 4 shooting. Got to be better than that. And then Dennis Schroeder, great game by him, 24 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and part of not getting locked up by Chris Paul the entire game. So Chris Paul really needs to be here for Game 3 here for the Suns. It's a real bad injury, folks. I mean, he's not looking like himself. The coach pulled him because he just saw how he looked out there and was just like, you got to come out. So we really need Chris Paul here for the Suns team. But the Suns still were able to kind of keep it close given all these circumstances. So we are still kind of big on the Suns team. We'll lock it in a couple minutes. All right, off the bench for the Lakers. Anybody do anything good? Marc Gasol, 6 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Kyle Kuzma only putting up 2 points on 4 shots. Markieff Morris is coming off the bench, and that's fantastic. We all know this because Anthony Davis is back in the lineup. Alex Caruso, 4 points. 2 of 5 from the field. Taylor Horton-Tucker, 1 point on 2 shots. He just got to the free throw line, didn't hit the field goals. So, Lakers, starters all having good games here. LeBron, Anthony Davis, Schroeder all doing their thing, but definitely needs the Chris Paul back here for the Suns. So, let's talk about the Suns team now. Chris Paul only played 22 minutes, 6 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Really not looking like himself, and it is a shoulder injury. So dribbling the ball, whipping the ball, passing it around the floor at a high velocity to squeeze in those passes in those tight windows. He's just not able to really do all that. So a little lackluster night by him. Still a -2 on the floor, though, so still solid work, even though he's injured. And he may just have to, suck it up for Game 3. Just leave him out there because he needs to be out on the floor. You're losing a great facilitator, a great leader on the floor when he's not out there. We can forget about, the scoring ability and the passing ability. That's obviously very, needed in this game. But just from the coach on the floor aspect, that's Chris Paul all day. So you're losing that as well by not having him out there. Devon Booker does what Devon Booker does, 31 points, 3 assists. He shot 0 of 3 from the 3, but put up 31 points. We'll take that all day. Shot 17 free throws as well, made them all. DeAndre Ayton, 22 points, 10 rebounds. Jay Crowder, 8 points, 6 rebounds. He didn't shoot the best, 1 of 6 from the 3, and 25% 8 shots from the field. But his defense is solid, folks. And once again, he doesn't get the recognition he deserves defensively, folks. He's a +6 on the floor here. Nobody else was even a plus. Besides Cameron Payne off the bench, he was a +3. But give Jay Crowder his credit, and that's why we need just Chris Paul so much, folks. He needs to be this kind of offensive facilitator. They've got the defense locked up with DeAndre Ayton and Jay Crowder, but we need offensive facilitators on the floor. And with Chris Paul out there, he's not. So somebody's going to have to step up, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let's round out the starters here for the Suns. Mccall Bridges, 6 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Just nothing great there. So the bench now, Cameron Payne comes in for Chris Paul, and he steps up huge, was hitting these clutch shots. He put up 19 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, and 32 minutes off the bench. So he truly got it done. 3 of 7 from the field. He was a +3 on the floor once again, getting it done. So we'll see what Cameron Payne does. We'll see if even Chris Paul, maybe they take Game 3 off. Do they let Chris Paul take Game 3 off to get a little bit more rested? Stick Cameron Payne in there at the starting 1 and just see what they can do on the road against the Lakers. And if that doesn't work out, then you have them for Game 4. Try to tie up the series there, coming back home 2-2. And now it's just a new series with you having the home court advantage. So we'll see what's going to happen here for Game 3. Does Chris Paul, does he not? Does he play? Does he not? Do they sit him to try to get him truly rested for game number 4 to try to get the series back to their kind of advantage? We'll see what happens. But leaving Chris Paul in for half the game, half not, didn't really work. So we'll see what Monty Williams decides to do for lineups for game number 3 on the road. All right, and then just to finish off this team, Dario Saric, 2 points on 2 free throws. He shot only 1 shot from the field and missed it in 15 minutes. Cameron Johnson, 6 points on 2 of 4 from the 3. And Torrey Craig only playing 4 minutes. So we'll see how they handle this lineup and what they do with Chris Paul. But he's definitely a huge factor on the Suns team. They need him, and the Lakers very well done for tying up the series. All righty, last game of last night. Mavericks and the Clippers, and this Mavericks offense folks, is absolutely fantastic, and that's why we officially switched our thinking from Clippers in 6 to Mavericks in, did we do it in 5? I think we did do it in 5. No, we kept it at Mavericks in 6, but we are going to change that to Mavericks in 5, truly. The offense of the Dallas Mavericks is the best proponent of this team, and everybody was saying it was going to get locked up by the Clippers, and the Clippers don't have the firepower to keep up, even if they can lock it up defensively. So very well done for the Mavericks, taking a 2-0 series lead on the road. And we'll talk about this Mavericks team first here. So Luka Doncic, 39 points. 39 points. Don't come to me saying that your team has good defense if you're letting their number 1 scorer put up 39 points. That's nonsense. 39 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, 5 of 13 from the 3. Gotta freaking love it. Love what Luka Doncic is doing. Truly, folks, respect this man. He's 23. Is he 20? Did he turn 23 yet? Is he still 22? What do we got? 22 still. Crazy. Oh my gosh. Taking over the league by storm. So Luka Doncic, an absolutely fantastic game. Tim Hardaway Jr., our Sixth Man of the Year snub. They give it to Jordan Clarkson. We gave it to Tim Hardaway Jr. He put up 28 points, 5 assists on 6 of 8 from 3, and 64% on 14 shots. Give this man his respect. Maxi Kleber back at the starting 5, 13 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. He was a plus 14. Love to see it. You can dunk on him and mean mug him and poster him, but he's going to come away with the win. So who's the clown? Porzingis, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the 3, 66% shooting, lights out. Look at all these great shooting percentages, folks. What did they shoot as a team? They shot 58% as a team, folks. 58%. Fantastic. The Clippers shot 53%. They also shot 52% from the 3, folks. 52% from the 3, and the Clippers shot 39%. So just the lights-out shootability by this Mavericks team, leading them past it. Gotta love it. Dorian Finney-Smith, 3 points on 6 shots, really letting them down, but got it done defensively, a plus 17 on the floor. So got to respect that. So everybody in the starting lineup truly got it done offensively, defensively, and they got some solid contributions off the bench. Jalen Brunson, 9 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds in only 17 minutes. And Josh Richardson, 9 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in 18 minutes as well. So you got the great bench, you got the great starters, and it's just a easy game for this for this Mavs team, an easy series. And if we go back to last season when they faced each other, folks, remember Porzingis got injured and couldn't finish the last 4 games of the series. That's why they lost. Porzingis is here. The extra added offense is here. So of course it's going to be a real easy series for this Mavericks team, and you got to respect them truly of what they've been doing. And I mean, it's too late. I don't think the Clippers can come back. There is too much weight against them. There's too much media hype around them now. Media hype in the bad sense here. What's a bad word for hype? Is there one? Bad hype? You got to distinguish between good and bad hype. Too much pressure, I guess we could say. There's just too much pressure on this Clippers team now of everything that happened last year in the playoffs, of them floundering, of them letting it down, to this year being down 0-2, getting buried in the series. There's really nothing this Clippers team can do anymore. And they've got Ty Lue as a head coach, folks. I mean, come on. I don't want to knock Ty Lue, but I'm going to knock him. He's only good because he coached LeBron James, and you're not even coaching LeBron. You're agreeing. You're agreeing with LeBron. So the Clippers last night, Kawhi did his thing, 41 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. So got it done there, but nobody else can score on this team, folks. You got Paul George. He put up 28 points, 6 assists, 12 rebounds. Great night, but he shot 1 of 7 from the 3. Not really efficient there, but once again, I mean, nobody can put up points here. You got Patrick Beverley, 3 points on 4 shots. You got Zubac, 2 points on 2 shots. You got Marcus Morris, 9 points on 9 shots. It's just nobody else can put up the offense efficiency here needed. Reggie Jackson was the 3rd leading scorer coming off the bench. Get that man in the starting lineup. He played starting minutes. Patrick Beverley at the 1, 23 minutes. Reggie Jackson off the bench, 30 minutes, like what we want to see, but we want to see him in the starting lineup to get the offense going. Reggie Jackson off the bench, 15 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 rebounds on 3 of 8 from the 3, and 41% on 12 shots. So not the greatest efficiency there, but was still able to make a decent offensive impact where nobody else was, folks. We have 3 players only putting up 10 or more points. And I know Kawhi went for 41, so I get it. You know, a lot of the scoring coming from there. But just in general, they don't have the scoreability. Nicholas Batum off the bench put up 9 points. Rondo, 4 points. Serge Ibaka, 2 points. Terrence Mann, 8 points. But there's just nobody else to be this great scorer like what we saw with this Mavericks team. We got, Tim Hardaway Jr., Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, Porzingis, Brunson, Richardson. We could count on all those players to get it done. Where the Clippers, it's It's really just a finite number. You need Kawhi to go for 40. You need Paul George to go for 30. You need Reggie Jackson to go for 10 plus. Really, honestly, 20 plus. But still at that same point, then you need somebody else to step up, and they don't have that. They've got no good scoreability. Just look at their starting lineup. Patrick Beverley can't score. Zubac doesn't score. That's not their game. They run pick and roll with Zubac. So Patrick Beverley, the point guard, can't score. Your centers can't score. And then Marcus Morris, he's kind of a wild card. You never know how efficient he's going to be from three, because that's all really the points come from this man, extending the floor from the three. So the Clippers, man, they're in danger. They're in big, bad, not good territory right here. And it's all going to come to a head. And I don't know. I mean, they're going to have to break up the team. And then, do they even get their own stadium anymore? I mean, who's going to come to that stadium now with this absolute garbage team that has a 0% chance of winning a title? So the Clippers are in big, bad trouble here, folks. Not good. Not good at all. Alrighty. Let's get into our moneymaker for today's action. We've got 3 games back on today. Wizards 76ers at 7 o'clock, unfortunately, on NBA TV. Hawks Knicks 7:30 on TNT. And then the Grizzlies and Jazz 10 o'clock on TNT. So 3 games on again today. Going to be good ones. This Hawks-Knicks game is going to be absolutely crazy. Once again, 15,000 fans in the stands in Madison Square Garden. Trae Young disrespecting the crowd, and we loved every second of it. The crowd disrespecting him first. But how does Trae Young handle all this pressure? He's got the pressure of the fans. He's got the pressure of the winning shot. He's got the pressure to keep it up. He's got the pressure to do it again. So how is he going to handle this pressure? So we've got all that to talk about. So let's get into our moneymaker. Let's see what these lines are looking like. And let's just kind of remind you what we did yesterday. We did pretty solid. We did the Nets -9 and the Nets -19.5. We also did the Suns +2, and then we also bought them up to 11.5. We weren't feeling as confident as that one as the Nets did. And then our last pick was the Mavericks +7. Got that great value as well. So let's see where the good value is here today and get the lines right and make some money. Make some money. So here we go. First game up, Wizards and the 76ers. Wizards +8, 76ers -8. Everybody's going to go for the Wizards, and everybody's going to go for the 76ers. So basically just exactly like what happened last game. And I'm going to go with the 76ers -8 here. Because if you remember, the 76ers were a little bit struggling putting up points, just a tad. But then that 3-point barrage came in the third quarter, midway in the third quarter. We looked at it yesterday, or we looked at it when it happened on the show, just showing you all the threes. Danny Green, Tobias Harris, Seth Curry, all getting involved in great points, huge bursts of points quickly. And that's what the 76ers team can do. They didn't really do it that many times in their first meeting because, remember, they did not play for an entire week. We just saw the Bucks get absolutely handle the Heat. We saw the Nets absolutely handle the second in their game 2s, where game 1s were a little close here in those 2 meetings. So I expect the same thing to happen here. The 76ers are in a rhythm, and the Wizards really just don't have that offensive capability to keep up with all the scoring ability by the 76ers team. Now, Daniel Gafford for the Wizards had an absolutely great game down low, getting it done, locking up Joel Embiid a little bit. So that's going to be something to watch for here. What is their big lineups going to be? Do they still start Alex Len? Do they play Daniel Gafford a lot more minutes? Do they start him, bench Alex Len, have him come off the bench? So we'll see what the Wizards do here with their starting lineup. But still, at the end of the day, the outside shooters of the 76ers are what is going to get it done here for the 76ers in this meeting. So we are going to swallow the 8 points and take the 76ers -8. Alrighty, then we get the Hawks and the Knicks here. Hawks +2, Knicks -2. Let's see who's going to go for this one. I'm assuming everybody's going to go. Cam Reddish is still out, unfortunately, for the Hawks. And then for the Knicks, oh, look at this. Nerlens Noel, game time decision, and Mitchell Robinson, a game time decision. Now, I'm assuming those 2 players are going to play, but I am still going to take the Hawks +2 here. What worked in game 1 for this Knicks team? The unbelievable outside shooting kept them in it and kept it close. I don't think I've seen a better game from Emmanuel Quickley. Who else got it done in game 1? Emmanuel Quickley, It was everybody but Julius Randle. So I don't expect everybody else to kind of continue that high level of play while Julius Randle also somehow gets involved. I think it's going to be Julius Randle and RJ Barrett getting involved, and then everybody else really kind of, having a mediocre / lackluster night. I just can't expect this Knicks team to keep up the shooting like they did, where I can rely on this Hawks shooting outside, because that's where they've been doing it all season, folks, where the Knicks have really just been relying on their defense. Well, their defense couldn't keep up with the Hawks, and Julius Randle couldn't buy a bucket to save his life their first game. So I'm going to take the Hawks here +2. Trae Young continues to get it done. Clint Capella had an absolutely great game. Nerlens Noel being a game-time decision. I don't really think that's going to play too much into it, but still the fact that the Knicks don't really have that many bigs to go up against Clint Capella, and then Bogdanovich, baby. We know we can always rely on him. Lou Williams had a great game off the bench. Danilo Gallinari can still get it done. So there's just more shooters I can rely on with the Hawks. Well, when I look at the Knicks, I am going to bring up this game. Let's go to this game. They're meeting on Sunday. The Knicks, Alec Burks. Alec Burks is not going to go for 27 again. That's not happening. Emmanuel Quickley's not going to go 10 points and 2 of 2 from the 3. It's not going to happen. They have not shown us more than one good game at a time here for this Knicks team. So, if Julius Randle has a good game, he just makes up for just what Alex Burks did. So they just kind of reverse, but then I can't expect Alec Burks to put up the 15 that Julius Randle did. So I just cannot count on the players here to keep it up at how well they shot the ball. They were just shooting at, Alec Burks, 69%. That's not happening, folks. It's not happening. Emmanuel Quickley at 57%. It's not happening. They have not done that consistently all year. So we're going to take the Hawks +2. I can trust and count on everybody on this Hawks team. I can't do it with the Knicks, folks. And then the last game of the night, the Grizzlies and the Jazz. And man, oh man, I think it's a little disrespectful for this spread, but let's see what we get here. We get no information. We get no lineup information. What is that? What is that? Score Mobile letting us down. No lineup information. So we have to go to NBA Fantasy Labs here. Let's see if we get anything. We know Donovan Mitchell is going to play. That's what they're saying. But, there is a chance, come 15 minutes before the game, they say no. So we're expecting everybody to be good to go. We get anything here? Doesn't really seem like we're getting any information, so we're just gonna Nuggets. No. So we got no information here for the ins and out. We're assuming everybody's good to go. We're assuming Donovan Mitchell's good to go, and everybody's good to go for the Grizzlies. But we're gonna take the Grizzlies +9.5. We're gonna take these points again. Donovan Mitchell, I do think, is an upgrade over Mike Conley at the point guard position, and Donovan Mitchell can decently lock up John Morant. But at the same time, this Grizzlies defense has absolute great weapons. They can get it done defensively. They got great shooters, and they just took game 1 outright over that Jazz team. So I do think Donovan Mitchell is going to be an upgrade here for this Jazz team, but I do think he needs maybe one game to get acclimated. Is he even conditioned? When was the last time he played, folks, at a high level in-game scenario? So yes, he's going to be playing Donovan Mitchell here for the Jazz, but how is he going to be looking first game out there? Is he going to be 100%? So I got this Grizzlies team to keep it close, and we'll take them 9.5 points. Absolutely, folks. Absolutely. The good defense with the great outside shooting ability. As long as Dylan Brooks is the starting number 2 for this Grizzlies team, I'm taking this team every single time. So we're going to take the Grizzlies +9.5 here. So our moneymaker for tonight's action, 76ers -8, Hawks +2, and we'll take the Grizzlies +9.5 points. I cannot believe what they've been doing here. Mavs +7, Grizzlies +9.5, easily the best value here of the playoffs so far. Alrighty, let's head over to the NBA playoffs and let's secure our official predictions. These have to be locked in the next 17 hours, so let's lock it in because we will not be back until another 23 hours. So here we go. Starting at the Jazz and the Grizzlies, we officially predict the Jazz in 6, but I am going to change it here. I'm going to go the Grizzlies, I think. Do we go with the Grizzlies? We actually changed this to the Grizzlies. I'm going to go with the Grizzlies in 7, folks. I'm going to go the Grizzlies in 7. I love what this defense has been doing for this Grizzlies team, getting it done. The offense has been looking very, very solid ever since they're playing tournament games. Let's see what happens in game 2. This one's going to be a huge decider here. In game number 2, because if the Jazz can come out and win it, it's going to be tough for this Memphis Grizzlies team to come back. But if Grizzlies can take game 2, heading into their home stadium, Donovan Mitchell coming off, probably a decent performance, getting acclimated, but now is down 0-2, they're going to be starting to maybe panic a little bit, having the series go to Memphis. But I love what this Memphis Grizzlies team is doing, and just they line up so spectacular. Ja Morant versus Donovan Mitchell. That's a close matchup. I give maybe a slight edge to Donovan Mitchell. Maybe not in game number 2, but overall for the series, I might give it up for a little bit of Donovan Mitchell. Mike Conley versus Dillon Brooks. Man, oh man, I think I got to give it to Dillon Brooks a little bit there, folks, at the 2s. Just absolutely fantastic. Dillon Brooks has got great defense. When we're looking at the 3, or when we're looking at the 5, Rudy Gobert versus Valanciunas, folks. Come on, that's real competitive down low. I mean, I would really kind of put it even between those 2 great players. So, the Jazz are a little bit deeper, but at the end of the day, all their depth is just Jordan Clarkson putting up 15 shots and nobody else on the bench getting any meaningful shots down there. So I'm going to give it to the Grizzlies here. A nice, huge upset with the Grizzlies beating the Jazz in 7. Alrighty, we go to the Clippers and the Mavericks. We just changed this one yesterday, but we're going to change it again to the Dallas Mavericks in 5. In 5, folks. I mean, man, oh man, they're going back to Dallas with a 2-0 series advantage. The shooting power is not going to go down. It's only going to get better, and this Clippers team is starting to implode, and I don't know how great leadership is on this team. Who's the leader? Kawhi doesn't talk. Paul George, he's got no reason to talk. And who's going to be talking? Ty Lue? You want Ty Lue to do the talking for this Clippers team? So we are totally over this Clippers team. Well done to the Mavericks. They get it done in 5 games. Alrighty, then we get the Nuggets and the Blazers, and we're going to keep it at the Nuggets in 7. We think this Blazers team has the ability to steal a couple of games. We just saw them steal game 1, but at the end of the day, it's Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. They're so consistent, where this Blazers team is just kind of still hot and cold, folks. So we're still good with the Denver Nuggets in 7. Our official prediction for the Lakers and the Suns were Suns in 5, but we're going to move this one down to Suns in 7. With this Chris Paul injury, they're going to be, hit and miss, or kind of, in and out in this limbo period for probably the rest of the series until we get some concrete information on the Suns team. But I'm going to go the Suns in 7 here, able to take care of business. Alrighty, now let's go to the semifinals in the Western Conference. We've got 2 new teams here. So the Grizzlies or the Dallas Mavericks. And what do we take? What do we take? Do we take the good defense, or do we take the good offensive firepower? But once again, they just match up great here. Both these teams match up great. The Grizzlies and the Mavericks. Holy cow. This one's tough. Damn, this one's truly tough. I mean, do we do the same thing? Do we fall into the same trap of the Mavericks, the Clippers having this great defense and are able to upsuit the Mavericks? I don't think so. I don't think we could be talking about that. Or do we talk about this Grizzlies team locking it up and getting back on track here against the Mavericks? So going to be a tough one, but I think I'm going to go the Mavericks in 6 here. Just once again, I think I can count on the scores of the Mavericks a little bit better than I can count on the scores of the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies just get it done defensively, not really too much offensively most of the time. So we'll take the Dallas in 6 there over the Grizzlies. And then the matchup here, we predicted the Suns in 6 here over this Nuggets team. But once again, how healthy is Chris Paul going to be looking here? That's really what it's going to come down to. And, is this, we don't even know a timetable for this injury. We don't know, if it's just, if he had a week off, he'd be real 100%, or if he had, 2 months off and some surgery, he's still coming back to 95%. So we're still not really sure the extent of the injury. All we know is that it's a it's a shoulder injury, right shoulder injury, and it's truly hampering him 100% in his kind of play out there. So, gonna be a tough one here. But I think because of the Suns, the Chris Paul's lack of playability here, we're going to switch this one over to the Nuggets in 6 here over the Suns. And just unfortunately, I think Chris Paul is going to be their downfall for the Suns here. And how unfortunate. Chris Paul's, one of his last good official playoff runs and another injury. So truly unfortunate. And then we've got the Nuggets in the Mavericks in the conference finals. And we're going to go the Denver Nuggets here. We'll go the Nuggets in 6. Just kind of Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. plus the length of everybody on this Nuggets team able to lock up the shooters of Dallas. And Denver's heading to the finals. Alrighty, now let's go to the Eastern Conference. We're still taking Philadelphia in 5 here over Washington. We're still taking the Hawks in 7 over the Knicks. We're still taking the Bucks in 6 over the Heat. I should bump this down. Should we bump this down to Bucks in 5? I'm going to bump this one down to Hawks in 6 as well. So Hawks in 6 over the Knicks, Bucks in 5 over the Heat. We've already called the Nets in 4 over the Celtics. So now let's go to the semifinals. We're still going to take the 76ers in 6, but this Hawks team has a real good chance of kind of, matching up solid here against the 76ers team. Just kind of like the 76ers bench a little bit better than I do like the Hawks bench. Bucks in the Nets. I'm going to keep that at Bucks in 7, folks. I've got no problem with that. The beef down low for the Nets is their biggest problem, and that's the biggest kind of advantage the Nets, that the Bucks have. So I've got no problem keeping the Bucks in 7 over the Nets. And I'm going to take the Bucks in 7 over the 76ers. I think they've got the better shooting power, the more consistent shooting power than the 76ers have. They've got great beef down low, both these teams. But the bench and the defense ability and the outside scoring ability by the Bucks really kind of carrying past the 76ers. So I'll go Bucks in 7 there over the 76ers. And then I'm going to go Bucks in 6 over the Denver Nuggets in the finals, folks. Once again, the Denver Nuggets are not that deep, and the Bucks are deep and defensive. They've both got beef down low. They both got nice outside shooters, but the Bucks have a better bench, more consistent bench than the Nuggets do. So Bucks in 6 over the Nuggets. So that is now our official. This is locked in. We will not change this anymore, folks. We are locked into our predictions. So hopefully the Grizzlies don't let us down tonight, because we are still kind of betting on them big. So yeah, we've got Bucks over Nuggets in 6 for the NBA Finals, folks. Alrighty, let's head over to weeks 17 and 18 in the NFL. Let's try to go through these quickly, get these done, and then we can start talking about the playoffs come tomorrow's show. So here we go, week 17 in the NFL. Chiefs at the Bangles, and come on, you got to give it to the Chiefs there. The Bengals, we just heard Joe Burrow, and everybody's in attendance. Everybody is in attendance in the OTA, so they should be solid. But at the end of the day, it's the Chiefs. We got to give it up for them. Broncos at the Chargers. I'm going to take the Broncos with the win here. The Broncos defense, I really think, is going to be A1, tier 1 in this league. And then you just have to have the little bit of a game manager with whoever the quarterback's going to be. And I think they can get it done. Raiders at the Colts. Come on, give us an easy one there. Colts at home. We're going to take the win. Whoever they face at home, no contest. We've got them at 16-0 so far. Jaguars at Patriots. We'll take the Patriots there. Jaguars on the road. Probably can't get it done. In the Patriots, I know we're not big on them this year, but they're at home. Can never count them out. Dolphins at the Titans. That one's going to be an absolutely great one. We're going to do the Dolphins here on the road over this Titans team. I really think this Dolphins defense is going to be A1 tier 1 as well. Broncos defense, watch out for. Dolphins defense, watch out for. Washington, obviously. 49ers, obviously. Rams, obviously. Bucks, obviously. But those are going to be the top tier defenses in the league, I believe. Browns at the Steelers, and this is for the division here, but I'm going to give it to the Steelers. We just heard Cameron Hayward's got no problems with Big Ben. Najee Harris is truly going to ease Big Ben throughout this entire series, or this entire season, so we'll go the Steelers at home. Texans at the 49ers, easy there, 49ers. Falcons at the Bills, going to be a solid one as well, but I'm going to go the Bills defensively at home. Bucks at the Jets, going to give it to the Bucks here, no contest. Rams at Ravens, real solid game here, but I'm going to give it to the Rams on the road. The defense is able to hold. Giants at the Bears, and I'm going to give it to the Giants here on the road. Making their push for the NFC East at the back half of the season, final 2 games, I'm giving it to the Giants on the road. Cardinals at the Cowboys, same thing here. Going to give it to the Cardinals here, trying to make that playoff push, and the Cowboys flounder big time, like always. Eagles at the Washington football team. We'll go Washington here. Defense of Washington at home gets it done. Vikings at the Packers. Going to give it to the Packers there. Aaron Rodgers, end of the season, gets it done. Panthers at the Saints. We'll give it to the Saints here. Trying to be a little competitive here, getting their quarterback situation figured out as it progresses. And then Lions at the Seahawks. No contest. Lions go 0-16. All right, now let's go to the extra added week, folks. Week 18. Week 18. Gotta love it. So here we go. Jets at Bills. Jets at Bills. Gonna give it to the Bills there at home. Chiefs at Broncos. Last game of the season. Gonna give it to the Chiefs there. Bangles at Browns, give it to the Browns at home. Patriots at Dolphins, we'll go Dolphins there at home. Colts and Jags for the undefeated season. Yes, sir. Colts 17-0. Also, the Chiefs go 17-0. The first season with 17 games, we got 2 undefeated teams. How crazy. Chargers at the Raiders. Actually, I got to go back. I got to find a game because I don't want 2 undefeated teams. I want the Colts to be undefeated. We got to give a Chiefs team a loss here. We got to give them a loss here somewhere. So let's go back. Let's just do some random weeks here. Classic, we choose week 12. That's the week they're on a bye. I'm going to say they lose to the Broncos there. I'm going to give them that Week 18 loss. That Week 18 loss. Broncos gets it done. We'll give the Broncos a win there. We want the Colts to be the only undefeated team out here. Chargers at the Raiders. Any playoff positioning push here for either of these teams? What can we get? Chargers at 7-9. Can't really make the wild card. Raiders at 3-13. Definitely can't make it. But I'll give it to the Raiders here. They win their last game of the season. We'll give them a little parting gift. Steelers at the Ravens, and I'm going to give it to the Ravens there on the road, win the last game. Titans at the Texans, going to give it to the Titans on the road. Panthers at the Bucks, give it to the Bucks. Seahawks at the Cardinals, going to give it to the Cardinals because they're at home. Cowboys at Eagles, going to give the Eagles their win, give the Cowboys another loss, bad taste in their mouth as they finish last in the division with the loss. Saints at Falcons, going to give it to the Falcons here to try to get into the wild card spot. Washington at Giants here for the division. I'm going to give it to the offensive firepower of the Giants. Packers at the Lions, easy peasy. Packers there, Lions go 0-17. 49ers at the Rams, going to give it to the Rams because they're at home. And then the Bears at the Vikings, and I'll give it to the Bears, kind of trying to maybe make a wild card spot with the last game of the season. So, after 18 weeks in the NFL season, this is how the final standings we think are going to pan out. Steelers at the top of the AFC North at 12-5. Colts 17-0, top of the AFC South. Bills top of the AFC East at 14-3. But the Dolphins are also 14-3. It seems like the Bills have some sort of tiebreaker, even though they both are 5-1 in the division. Top of the AFC West is the Chiefs at 16-1. Top of the NFC North is Packers at 11-6. Top of the NFC South is Bucks at 12-5. Top of the NFC East is the Giants at 11-6, and the top of the NFC West is the Rams at 14-3. Let's go to the wild card round and preview that. So we got the Colts and the Rams on a first round bye for having the best record, the number one record in the AFC and the NFC. And then this is going to be the first round matchups that we'll talk about tomorrow. Dolphins at Steelers, Broncos at Bills, Browns at Chiefs for the AFC first round matchups. And then in the NFC, Cardinals at Packers, Seahawks at Giants, Falcons at Bucks top for the NFC. So going to be a good wild card weekend, and we will talk about that and break down the rest of the playoffs tomorrow on the show. Alrighty, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Let's see if anything has broken as we were live. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh my God. Oh my God. Has Tom Brady been hacked? He's tweeting out a lot of memes out here since that, the golf match has been announced. So there's like a meme here of a golfer with an absolute kind of like a mid eye roll with the eyes closed look, and a guy behind him kind of walking blurred behind him, and Tom Brady's making memes out of him saying Aaron Rodgers is the annoyed guy, and the Packers kicking a field goal down 7 is the guy behind him. And he made a couple more of these, so interesting. Trevor Lawrence is excited to have Tim Tebow as a teammate? What? Quote, he's just a guy that you want to be around? Gross. Character is awesome. Gross. No one is going to work harder than him. Gross. No, I would not want to be around Tim Tebow. I don't love his gung-ho, everybody's good and I'm good and I'm Christian and blah, blah, blah. I don't love that. I hate that. I would think I would find that annoying. I think I would find Tim Tebow annoying, folks. Tim Tebow and Kyrie Irving, 2 people I would just find generally annoying to be around. Alrighty. Anybody else good here? Anybody else good? Not really seeing anything. Not really seeing any breaking news, so unfortunate. So we'll be fresh and new tomorrow. All right, folks. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the voice is back on track for tomorrow. But we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see.